Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, WhatsApp viewers. Good morning to everyone. Today, it's a good day. It's a nice sunny day. If you have the chance, it's sunny where you are. Get out, enjoy the day, and relax and enjoy the peace of mind that each day offers. And enjoy the peace when you can get the peace. Um, this is part 4 of why do some get it and why most do not. And then we were talking about in some of the earlier issues of the earlier videos of the two types of mindsets of people who look at the world from outside in and people who look at the world from inside out and the differences. And it also explains why a lot of interactions, friendships, relationships, why different things don't work out. And a lot of times we think it's because of us, or we think that we can change a person. So, this whole topic of why some people get it and why some do not get it is to explain that sometimes it has nothing to do with you. And we put too much emotion and we put too much time and energy into trying to figure things out instead of understanding the world around us to say, hey, it wouldn't have worked out anyway because our mindsets are different. So then you can walk away from a situation or move forward from a situation without having to look back to second guess yourself. And that comes with understanding yourself. So today we'll discuss the benefits of real happiness, success, and wealth. What most of us fail to realize is how powerful happiness and love actually is. How powerful these emotions that we have, are so powerful that we rarely use them. But the people who are self-thinkers, they actually do use it. They use it all the time. This is why most will look at a person and say, hey, that person is authentic. Well, there's a lot of authentic people out there. So, okay, so this is the summary of I'm going to summarize the two mindsets. How the two mindsets process these two qualities in a person is different. How they process happiness and how they process love is different because of the two mindsets. Which also means what I'm trying to say is what benefits one person. It can be the same situation. It can benefit one person in one way, but it benefits another person in another way. And they're not exactly alike because of one is thinking from outside in, the other one is thinking from inside out. So it is a polar shift of what things mean. So understanding what things means helping us out to live our most our better life, our best life. So understanding yourself. Surprisingly, there are happy people out there. There's happy couples out there. There's people out there who actually get it, and they're living their best lives. So these are the things that most people are jealous of, but most people don't realize they can attain this same type of happiness. All they have to do is look within themselves, and that's where most all questions are answered, within yourself. So because we have a built-in computer within our brains. So being self-aware is the beginning of happiness. When a person is comfortable with self, it offers the individual contentment, a sort of peace of mind. So when you're content with yourself, that means that you don't mind being by yourself. You're happy with who you are. That is a power. I'd say half of the population doesn't have that power, but they can attain that power. And it all begins with coming down to nothing and accepting the fact that there's some things in your life that you have to learn. You do not have all the answers. So contentment and peace of mind is the beginning. Being content to know what your flaws are, to know the things that you have to overcome, but the understanding and awareness to know that no matter what, you're still going to be okay. So now you put these things in their proper places and you spend less time trying to figure things out that have nothing to do with you. So a byproduct of this is caring, because if you're happy with yourself, then you care about the world around you. You care about everything that's around you, and if you are true to who you are, then your caring is genuine, no matter where you are. So caring is a byproduct of happiness. The individual cares about his or her self. They care about themselves, and it's reflected in the interactions with the world around the person. So, no matter where you are with that person, most people will go and will see people treat people differently. Like, oh, I didn't know, you had that type of relationship with that person, or I didn't know that, they looked at you in this way. I always saw you this way. So, authentic people are treated the same no matter where they are, no matter who knows them. They know that they are authentic, and it's not something that is a gift. It's something that we all can have. It's just the decisions that we make in our lives to say, hey, look, because at some point we have to put the brakes on, and by putting the brakes on means you stop going with the time flow of time, which everybody else is operating at. You step back, and now you're looking at it from the outside in, and you're saying to yourself, I'm going to take all this in and I'm going to revert it from the inside out based upon what it is that we actually see. I know that was deep, but we want to get better. We want to reshape our thinking, and part of our reshaping our thinking is to hear things that we never thought that we would apply to ourselves, no matter how far out it sounds. And a lot of it sounds far out because what it's actually doing is asking you to become aware of who you are. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people don't want to look at themselves. So many of us live with trauma, insecurities, doubt, anger, hate, whether by being a victim or by fault of our own doing. These things can be broken. We have to deal with these things. In order to become complete, in order to become whole, you have to deal with everything that's in your life in order to free yourself. So that's why I said being brought down to nothing, because it's a hard process to do, because you find yourself, weak, you find yourself vulnerable, you find people who are close to you are going to take advantage of you because you allowed yourself to be weak and then be brought back up. But the thing is, those are individuals who are going to be left behind. They know that you're starting to think for yourself. They know that you are something different. They know that you're something unique. So I want to just say this because this is a quote that I came up with of how this applies and how we can use this. Darkness cannot exist in light. Again, I'm going to say darkness cannot exist in light. It's either light or it's dark. There's no in between. Or the darkness can only dim the light, but light can completely wipe out darkness if it's bright enough, whereas darkness can't do that with light. Light will always exist within it. So, to clarify, it can exist in it, but it also, the more darkness it gets, it absorbs the light. Light wipes out darkness. When light is introduced to darkness, darkness can't push more darkness to block light. Light will just grow and grow and grow and completely wipe it out till it's nothing, where the opposite is not. So if light is important to us, happiness is important to us, success is important to us, wealth and love are important to us, then it becomes a daily requirement to constantly deal and conquer the dark light within us, because we've lived all this our lives with it. So it hasn't destroyed us. So we have power over this, and we have to take that power. And that power comes with taking control of yourself. and by getting it. So happy people are not consumed. So I'm gonna explain what true happiness, true wealth, true success, what they value most. Happy people are not consumed with money, nor are they individuals who seek fame or notoriety. So they don't look for validation. They don't look at life to say, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing. What the mainstream is telling everybody. Show us what you're doing. Because if you show us what you're doing, all we do is get to see the happy times in your life. And everybody in this world and everybody on social media ain't happy. So stop representing or presenting the false life, because life is real. So either we're going to get it or we're not. Okay? So this is the reason life comes so easy for self-thinkers. The reason that it comes easy is because they see the world through positive eyes and a big heart. So, the things that are a value of us, they're not a value, to the things that are a value to others, which is money, materialism, validation, showing the world that you're unique and you're the best. That's not important to self-thinkers. Self-thinkers are happy with who they are. They understand who they are. So they see the world through a positive eye and through a big heart. They do things with no expectation in return. These are people who, you know, they'll do something and they want nothing in return. And I can use myself as a example of this. For one of the viewers who might be out there, at the time I was talking to this female, and there was a house fire, and the apartment downstairs was burning. The whole third floor was consumed in smoke, and the fire was coming out. There was no way out except from the third floor window. So I never panicked. I never panicked whatsoever. So my thing was grab sheets, tie sheets, and we'll lower down. Actually, she had a son who, that was the first person that we had lowered down. So then when it came to her, she was a little bit heavier, but I got her down. I got her down. At the same time, her being halfway down, somebody ran over with a ladder, so it made it easier. So I wasn't done there, because I understood that there were other people that was inside this building. So I grabbed the ladder. When I got down to the bottom of the stairs, I grabbed the ladder, ran over to the other side of the building, which was the next door neighbor, who I heard the kids and I heard them trying to wake the mother up. And I put the ladder up against the building, and I climbed up that ladder, and I literally had to stretch to reach it. And the windowsill was so hot that, my hands were burning. Long story short, we got that family out. The family came out. I was able to get inside. I was able to get the mother, because the mother was up. I don't know if she was unconscious, or it was due to the smoke, or she was just tired and exhausted and sleeping, but she would not get up. I got her up. Everybody got out that building. Everybody was saved. But what the fire department said, once I got down, they said, please stay here. There's people who want to, speak to you after this. I left. I left. Not because the police was looking for me. I left because that's not something I want to do. That's something you do because you're supposed to do it. And for someone to point something and say, oh, this person is a hero, there's a few people in my life who I've saved their lives, and I've never looked for anything in return for it, any type of notoriety. So, this is a quality that these people have. They just don't, they want to be pulled back. They just want to live their lives. So this is a very different mindset of the world that we live in today, where everything is, hey, be a hero, get your 20 seconds of fame. To people who are true to themselves, no, it's not. Fame is to be able to go through a day and say, wow, this was a beautiful day. I had peace. I didn't have the stress. Things came at me. I shut them down, and I'm able to go on to the next day. And they see the beauty in life. So this is, you know, because the mindset of today is very different, it's not impossible to attain it. You know, most people choose not to because they want that fame. They want that hey, look at me. And it doesn't work like that. You want to be happy or you want fame? You want love or you want money? You want happiness or do you want wealth? Do you want success or do you want to chase after things in life and constantly be chasing after a carrot that you'll never completely reach? Or are you going to be comfortable and be happy and be almost like that house, little house on the prairie? You know, they had their problems, but they had one another. And that's what love is all about, with that mindset. So, um, just because a person has these qualities doesn't mean that he or she is going to find love, wealth, happiness. A person can't control what is outside of self. So these people face the same realities as people who don't think that mindset also, because they interact with those people from that mindset. So what ends up happening is it's a relationship or a employment relationship or any type of relationship that fails because the thought process is different. They think differently, their motivations are differently, and they're comfortable with people who tend to think like they do. So, but the power of this mindset is to allow you to grow, to become self-aware. Um, so you're never stuck thinking about trivial issues as why, am I good enough, or even am I being unappreciated? Because you understand how things work along with your capabilities in this world. So by becoming self-aware, you understand what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. You know what you've given to a relationship, and you know what you is also, you should know what you're receiving from these things. And because you understand all these different types of interactions, you can step back and say, wait a minute, they're just taking me on, you know, a wild ride, and they want me to go into la la land with them. I'm not even going to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to go. This is the world, and I know that sounds extreme, but this is the world that we live in today. You cannot stay in a situation that constantly brings you down, because it will bring you down and it will keep you down. You have to constantly say to yourself, hey, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and I'm a good person. And that was something a comedian said one time, but those things are actually true. When you tell yourself these things, life works out different. Is the reason why when someone asks me how I'm doing, I say that I'm awesome. Not because I am awesome, it's because it's what I want to become. And if love, happiness, wealth, success, you have to tell yourself those same things on a daily basis, no matter what it is. If a person says hello to you, say, hey, I'm rich. If a person says hello to you, say, hey, I'm successful. If a person says hello to you, say, hey, I'm in love. By saying these things over and over and over, your subconscious begins to program it and allows your consciousness to process it. So, you know, and it all begins with looking at ourselves. So this is part 4 of who benefits. So there's a benefit on both sides, but the benefit that comes from a person who is more self-aware is a longer lasting and a more rewarding benefit than it is for a person who looks from the outside, you know, in, because they're going to have to constantly, you know, keep going and going and going. Where the inside out is, hey, I'm happy with where I am, and I'm not chasing after nothing. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So now, lastly, for this topic, I don't think that we need to do a part 5. I think because we really covered everything. So if you go from, you know, part 1 all the way to part 4, you'll see that, you know, by changing the different mindset that we all have that mindset looking from the outside in. You know, a lot of us don't want to deal with inner turmoil. So, you know, what this is all about is to say, hey, you know, flip this. You've been all right all this time, you know, and You know, the things that you go through in life, you've been going through. But have you ever stopped to say, hey, what if I walked away? And what if I started over? And that's what you have to look forward for, because that's where happiness comes in. Because once you walk away and you walk forward, now life has to see you how you want to be, how you want to be treated, and who you are as a person. But now you as a person have to remain strong, and you have to constantly train these muscles, which are love and positivity. Those are the two hardest muscles that you can train. So with that, I don't want to keep everybody, and I know I just wanted to use this a little video, longer video than normal. But what I wanted to do was to get everything into this so that you can start the process of understanding what you did through the first four. So the next topic is going to be up in the air, but it's going to be something that we can all use. So with that, I want to say, click, like, subscribe, share. And I found my SD card. I was like, I had to pay like 20, I think I paid like 22 bucks for this 65G card, and I had lost it. It's been lost for almost like a month, and then one day I found it, not in this jacket, but another jacket. But let me stop. Thank you everyone for your support. Have an awesome day, and smile. And if you're not smiling, look within yourself to say, what is it that I can do to make my life better, instead of looking at outside and say, what can life do to make me feel happy? That's where change begins, and that's what I want for us, the viewers. And with that, everyone, have a beautiful day, and peace and blessings.